Thank you guys for being here. That speaks, just you guys being here today, this type turnout speaks to the type of support that we get here. So multiple SEC teams that have a media day, and it's not going to get this type of support or turnout, which is always exciting. And our biggest hope is that with a lot of the restrictions lifted pertaining to the global pandemic and whatnot, that we get back to the business of packing this place out again and getting the full support of Cajun Nation behind these guys. That's something that really none of them have truly experienced, and it's going to be a team worthy of that. They're going to be very, very lovable, very, very quick. They're exciting, very athletic. We're going to fill it up on the bump. We have the ability to play really good defense and make a lot of great plays and just be super exciting offensively. So it's been very rewarding, great group to work with. Refreshing. They're a group that not everybody can get coached by me or my staff, and they're a group that can. They've got a lot of old school, hard-nosed values. They love each other, respect each other. They're very connected, and you can see that in their style of play. So I'm excited to let the country see them and the state of Louisiana and all of Cajun Nation, much less the city of Lafayette and the university. It's going to be a product that I know will make everybody proud. So with that, thank you guys, like I said, for coming out, and I'll take any questions you might have.
Coach, last season with Irrigated and Cook, obviously you had two guys that you could really kind of ride. Do you anticipate things being spread out a little bit more on the staff this year, or how do you think that unfold?
I do, Tim, and I think it's got to play itself out. You've got to develop roles and see where everybody fits. And I think, to your point, that's going to be a key for this season, is us identifying as soon as we can where guys fit and where they help us win the best. Is there any, Connor, if he stays healthy, talking about Cook, I would expect to pitch in the big leagues. Arrighetti, we'll see. He's going to have to put some numbers together, but he's a talented arm. Cook just had super stuff. He had lights out stuff that finally started to figure it out, and it was fun to watch. We have a couple of guys that have that potential, but one thing, beyond that we do have is a lot of dependability. And the only thing I can speak to is the previous staffs that I was around my first stop here, and with the Autts and the Baraneks and Booties and Plitz and Hicks and guys like that. There's a lot of dependability there, where you might not go 96 with a wipeout breaking ball. It may be 92, 93, cruising at 90 and able to locate three pitches and really get the ball in the inner half. Which is just as effective. More than one way to skin a cat. And, this has been a very dependable staff.
How important is it even for you to find one or two guys that could go 7 or 8 fairly often, or are you perfectly fine with a bunch of starters who get 4 or 5?
It's going to be – it's a little bit, Kevin, night and day. All right, so – when you're going to score offensively, which was the case our previous time here, when you're going to score, I think a lot of times you rely a little more on dependability, okay? Whereas a year ago or the previous year, the shortened year, you may have to run stuff out there, even though it may be a little more combustible and kind of flip a coin in order to silence somebody to give you a chance to score. But I think about guys like Talley and Schultz and Havard and Shiflett and Menard, and on the big arm side of things, obviously Dirk's just getting better and better. But there's a ton of dependability on that side of things, and it's not below average stuff. It's pretty good. But it's just in comparison to the other guys that we're talking about, Brandon Young and some of those other guys. The makings is there, and I think there's a lot of dependability in one thing, and we're going to score. And so I think one thing that we're very good at is getting after the strike zone, really being able to locate a fastball in and out. We have shown the ability just to make highlight reel plays, and the offense is going to be hard to handle. And so, obviously you're going to have up and down days. Every day in baseball is a brand new day. But to answer your question, I would say I would go a little bit more with dependability right now than sheer stuff.
Who do you anticipate as potential for working on back end out of that?
There's a lot of good candidates. We have a lot of new faces. Bo Bonds is a guy that we brought in from one of the best junior colleges in the country, Chipola, out of Florida. And he is just a back-end guy, and he loves that role. There's a lot of intent. He's got a couple of strikes on the hitters already just based on his intent and his demeanor with good stuff. And obviously you've got Talley. Don't know where we're going to use him yet, but he can fit a bunch of different roles. Jeff Wilson is back, and really kind of parlaying off of the way he finished last year and having a really good wipeout slider, 83, 84, 85, 86. It's hard to find at times. He's got sink on the fastball. What do you want to do with Schulte? There's another utility type guy that it can be electric at the back. We all saw him up to 96 a year ago, or you could run him out first and he's going to pitch and cruise for a little while just with that sinker. I think what we're going to have, it's not going to be sheer stuff as much as a band of brothers that understand their role and their job and understand the art of pitching and how to get outs. Chipper Menard's another guy that's really come on. And, if Durkee and Menard hit their potential and we were able to blend that with some of these older veterans and guys that are just what I call rock solid, that's when we'd have a chance to play for a while.
Seth mentioned it a little bit in the offseason about you guys getting your swagger back. You mentioned about people pulling here with a bus and seeing, having that intimidation feeling. Obviously, 2 years ago you had Coach dying, and this past year you had the pandemic. But what do you guys need to do in the preseason to establish that swagger so when people pull in here, they know they're coming to play a team that's
Just win. That's what this program is known for. That's what we've done historically. This has been a tremendously tough place to play in the past, and we'll do whatever it takes to win like we got nothing to lose. And that's kind of who we are, and that's who these guys have proven themselves to be over the course of several months since August.
You mentioned Talley. Do you anticipate at some point picking one or the other and riding it, or two-way?
I don't know. I think that's going to have to play itself out. I think you could very well see Talley and Schultz pretty quick. But once again, there's multiple scenarios. You've got to look at our schedule too, which is it's a big league gauntlet to start off, and really the whole thing. And so I think you may have a chance as soon as we get some pitch count on us, et cetera, to possibly use some guys in the back and then start somebody if they were fresh. Kind of some more true utility roles. Talley can go out and pitch as long as you need him to pitch. It's just you got to pick your spots. And he's had a great spring so far.
What have you seen as far as could Seth be where we're talking in midseason? He was the key to getting Hayden Dirt going. Like how possible in your mind is that? Where the influence that he had is what Hayden.
Well, I think we've seen a lot of that already, just since August, and Hayden's matured a ton. He was already a great student, a great kid, baseball-wise. He's matured a lot, made some adjustments to his delivery, and has really shown a plus out pitch with his curveball and his slider. The changeup is good too. When the fastball command dials in to where we're just pounding strikes, then it's going to be a really big deal. And we're very close. Very close.
You feel like you have much more of a power team, and how much was that just kind of an emphasis that you remade the roster?
Well, getting the roster to the point that we have it now obviously took some time, and there's some setbacks, right, with this pandemic. And so athleticism is key for us. And having guys that have speed and strength from their fingertips to their elbows and have 20-plus double potential and have enough aggression to want to steal bases and shorten the field and have enough ability to lengthen the field back out, and they're also interchangeable defensively. That's where we're trying to get, and we're as close as we've been since I've been back here, I can tell you that. I think we had a big league average, probably 6'8" runner in the 60. I think we had 13 or 14 of them go 6'8" or better, with 4 or 5 of them going 6'4" or better, which would, it's plus runners.
Well, Coach, I'm Megan with KTC.
Hi, Megan.
By the way, just can you explain, building off of last year's success, the momentum going into the first start of the season?
We did. We took what we had and coached it as hard as we could, and we did. We won our division and should have been in the championship game of the tournament. I think everybody would agree on that. We've got the winning run at second with no outs, and that should be 99 out of 100 times. And so should have finished in the championship game. And I think all of us that came back really motivated, really hungry to kind of catch some traction. It's one thing to have a vision or a dream. It's another thing now to gain some traction. And that's where the magic really starts to happen. And I think that's what, we've been able to do since August, really since May. And I don't think we've taken a break since the last out of last season. And it's paid off in our practice so far. Now we've got to go win games.
Defensively, what needs to happen over the next 2 weeks so you guys are ready for the start of the season defensively?
Just reps. Rep. Baseball's a game of repetition, obviously, and we'll be outside today, as inclement as it is. We'll be out there, and we'll have great energy and great hustle, and just keep getting reps. We're very gifted defensively, I can say that. And when the 4 phases merge together, pitching, defense, base running, execute offensively, this is a really exciting team.
You mentioned Julian in the fall, behind the plate and so forth. Are you still where you want to be
Yeah.
there with him? And how will that work with Austin, your new face?
Yeah, Julian has grown by leaps and bounds, from 2 years ago, fresh-faced kid out of the Houston area with a big league body, and he doesn't know what to do with it, to winding up behind Drake, and which is tough for anybody, especially the year that he had. Now it's his show, and we brought in Austin Garrett to back up Julian, and he knows that, and C.J. Willis is more than capable as well, but it's Julian's time, and he's earned it and deserves it.
Tyler back there, center field, infield, back and forth, and how much of that decision making is based on what else you have, and how much of that is what he does or can do?
Last year it was out of necessity because I felt like he was our best defender over there, and which he was. And he's a very versatile kid, and it does nothing but help him down the road. Versatility people get paid for. And this year it would be to add another bat because it's as good as he is on the infield, he's better in the outfield. And him moving to the infield it wouldn't be because his defense does not outweigh the other guys over there. It just doesn't. But it would be to get another bat in the lineup. The outfield is really crowded. That's the toughest place on this ball club, and it's probably our best position group as well.
Coach, through fall ball up until now, what's the biggest thing you learned about your team this offseason?
Just how connected they are, how engaged. We have a lot of great leadership, as much as I've seen on any ball club. And last week they ran their own practice. I've never been a part of that. And it was at their request, not ours. And so we've had a lot of guys really mature. They understand who they are. They're comfortable in their own skin. There's not a lot of fronts or anything like that. They're comfortable with each other. They're very open. And that's been really cool to watch and see.
Talked about TR, but will Rocco also come in and play some inside if needed?
Rocco's a Gold Glover over at first. He's a natural. And, I told him and this could be very real, I don't know, that you could get in a scenario where, oddly enough, Rocco could open a spot. We have a gifted freshman as well, Mason Zambo. And, if somebody's not hitting or something, it's easy to slide Rocco back to the outfield, but he's a weapon at first. He's also doing some pitching for us, and he's pretty good off the bump from the left side. So, one thing that I told him is I would think moving forward he would probably go, and this is kind of an odd combination, but it speaks to the type of player he is. He would probably go this year at first and next year probably in center field.
Coach, this team, it seems like, you're talking, you feel good about this team, want to get the swagger back, want to get off to a good start, get the fans into it and all, and yet you have a really tough schedule. So just talk about that.
We do. We do, and you've got to be extremely tough-minded and a lot of mental tenacity and all of that good stuff. And more than anything, you have to have strong voices in the clubhouse and strong leaders that understand that, hey, look, this is a game of highs and lows, and yesterday's gone, tomorrow ain't promised. All you got's today. You have a chance to win and be great today. And in a schedule like this or in the big leagues or wherever you're at, it's day-to-day every day. And so we're going to have to stay in the moment, find ways to execute, find ways to win, gain some momentum and traction from that, and get rolling.
How important is it, Coach, for, like Kevin said, with the schedule that you have, it's challenging. Obviously, it's going to make your team better. But with so much depth that you have, how important is it to have a lot of these guys get those in-game reps against top-flight competition early in the season?
It will definitely pay dividends down the road. And I can guarantee you this: when we do get to the postseason, we're not going to be shocked by anything, and just because of our schedule. And this is a regional team. There's no doubt about it. Health permitting, obviously. There's no doubt about that. This schedule will leather us up a little bit, and it doesn't matter who we're playing, though. We expect to win. We just do. We'll find a way, and we always have. And you may get knocked on your butt a couple of times, but we'll get right back up. But it will pay off April, May, and June. Bless you, Scan.
What's the biggest nicety of not having as many COVID issues as last year? Is it player availability? Is it whether or not they're going to lose a game or a series? Is it having guys available to practice?
Well, I'm an organizer and a scheduler, and I like everything very, very routine oriented. And for me personally, I can only speak for myself, because everybody here knows that so many other people dealt with actual tragedy because of this, and which, thank the good Lord, we just been blessed in that aspect. But last year was more difficult than the first year pre-COVID, where we were dealing with the passing of a best friend and a coach and a mentor and everything that he meant to everybody. And we had an unbelievable night honoring him, and statue and number and flags and sold-out house. And you could feel the energy and momentum. And we're going to do this for him. And then it's gone. And with that, obviously, comes a lockdown, but then comes a period after the lockdown that's billed as let's get back, but it's really not, because of contact tracing and testing, X, Y, and Z. And literally, we would go days where we had 20 down to 10, back to 30 to 15, and it was day to day. You just didn't know, so you couldn't plan anything. And that was difficult, but I thought the boys did a nice job of making the most of the situation that they had. And the kids from, pre-K all the way to a senior in college, those are the ones that I really feel bad for.
On the flip side of that, with less restrictions, and you say it's a tough place to play, what is your message to the fans welcoming them as well?
Oh, we can't wait to see them back. I mean, that's our 10th player on the field. And the momentum that they create, and I've tried to explain to these guys, you wouldn't be able to hear me talk right now when something gets rolling out there. And that's something that, this team deserves, but this city needs, and Cajun Nation, and it's something that is product driven, and we understand that. People aren't going to come out just to be cold. Nobody wants to do that. When you hit, people come out. Period. People don't come out to watch a pitcher's duel. They come out to see the Cajuns hit and bang and get after it and fly around, and that's what we plan on putting back out there. There are some people who might watch a pitcher's duel, just not me.
The schedule, it starts right off with UC Irvine. They're ranked in the top 15 in the country. I know you're still working on your team, and you guys are ironing all that out, but what can you tell us about your first opponent, first weekend series?
Good team. Good team. Ben Orloff does a great job. He was a great player. Coached against him when he was a player. Very, very balanced. High energy. Understand they play in a definitive system. They understand that system. It's driven off their energy and their capacity to play together and execute. Pitched it at a 3 last year, hit 300 as a team, and fielded 980. So they're not going to beat themselves.